Right, here we go. That's it. Oh, blimey, made a bit of a mess. West Ham have won. So I'm going to share a beer with you. There we go. I'm going to tell you how to get some free beers in a bit. I've sort of tried to do that for dramatic effect. And I've got soaked in beer. I don't care. I am absolutely delighted after that. West Ham United 3, Newcastle United 1. We needed that desperately. We absolutely did. Do you know what? We deserved it as well. I said yesterday, I said last week, I thought that Leeds United deserved their win. Brentford certainly deserved their win. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that we're better than we are. Today, we deserve to win. And I've got to tell you, we did it the hard way because we did it by going behind really, really early in that game. And it was Jacob Murphy, wasn't it, cut in from the inside. I mean, it was looking grim because Jacob Murphy turned Juff inside out. I mean, that guy, what a roller coaster he's gone through. In fact, let's say the journey of Juff in that game probably mirrored what happens to West Ham. It was a microcosm of West Ham's game because just an absolute shocking start. He's going to need to continue to work on his defending. Quite frankly, it's absolutely shocking. By the end of it, he's pumping his fist, he's gesturing to the crowd, he's marauding forward. He's certainly a lot better going forward than he is at defending, but there are even some good bits of defending from him at the end. I'm absolutely delighted for everybody. I don't get to listen to Nuno's post-match press conference until after we've done this video. Can't actually wait to listen to that because he looked absolutely thrilled on the touchline. There is so much to talk about, so many great performances. There really was. Look, he picked what was a more orthodox team. Certainly a lot of square pegs in square holes, but he switched the central defenders round, as Gio mentioned that he might do in the build-up show. I thought that was Tadebo's best game for West Ham. By the end of it, Kilman was a colossus. It was, you shall not pass. He's heading absolutely everything away. I've no doubt that after that game, Newcastle will say that wasn't us at our best. But you know what? And I would accept that. I didn't think Newcastle were brilliant, but we needed that. West Ham really, really needed that. And you know what? Too many times we have faced teams at their absolute best. And you know what? It swings and roundabouts. We needed that. We needed that from belief for belief. But let me tell you now, there was other qualities about West Ham today. West Ham battled. West Ham never gave up. Everyone was committed to the cause. I didn't actually think Tadebo had it in him to play like that because that wasn't a silky performance for him. He looked like a central defender that wanted to defend. I'll take that. I really, really will. I'm so pleased for him. I'm so pleased for Kilman. I'm so pleased for Nuno Espírito Santo. It was brilliant. It was a real backs to the wall, I guess, performance, but with not that many shots for Areola to save, really. He made one really good save, low down. I think it was from Gordon, actually. Whoa, really good one-handed save. Absolutely brilliant. A little bit of squeaky bum at the end, but by and large, not an awful lot for him to do because I thought the defence and the midfield were magnificent. In fact, everybody was magnificent from an effort point of view. As I say, there was, for half an hour, Juff was dodgy as hell. So I'm not going to say he was brilliant all game. He wasn't. But the team, the effort, the desire to win, the battling, the one-on-one duels. We've not been winning those one-on-one duels for so long. Let me have a swig of my beer, actually. Hold on. That's another good one. I'm going to get you one of those for free, by the way. 8 of them, actually. We just never gave up. We didn't stop trying. And when we went behind, I'm actually going to have a little look here because I'm not entirely sure. I'm actually going to type this in. I don't know. I can't remember exactly when we scored. I'm going to type it in on my computer here just to have a look, just to see what time we scored on. So theirs was about 3 minutes. Okay, Jacob Murphy, 4 minutes. Lucas Paquetá, 35 minutes. So we've had to go half an hour until we've scored. What a finish. What a finish from Lucas Paquetá. It was absolutely brilliant, by the way. I think it was Chris Sutton in the commentary says that perhaps Paquetá should have, perhaps Pope could have been better positioned. Oh, I don't know. That was hard. That was precise. You couldn't have placed it any better. It was brilliant from Paquetá, absolutely brilliant. His goal was great. I'm just going to go through the goals quickly because I want to talk about the individual performances actually more than the goals themselves. We scored just before half-time, absolutely brilliant. Wan-Bissaka, who was brilliant today, ran down the right. He was crossing the ball over and Sven Botman put it in. That put us 2-1 up. We scored right at the end in injury time. It's saying in 98 minutes. I guess it was Thomas Souček in the end bundled the ball home after... it was Jared Bowen who'd done a really nice run and sort of nutmegged Pope, and the ball sort of trickled through his legs, and Souček was first to react, which was really interesting from Souček because he'd been chucked in as an emergency striker, if you want, after 60 minutes when Callum Wilson had gone off, and he'd done his stint, Wilson, by the way, done his stint, and for a lot of it, Souček looked like a fish out of water. He really did as a striker. But he battled. Having said all that, he set Freddie Potts up for a goal, which was offside by that much. He almost set up another goal and he scored a goal. But he was just, in play, he looked big and clumsy and cumbersome. But what an effort he put into the clearing header as well. There are a bunch of heroes out there today, absolute bunch of heroes. And if nothing else, I'll tell you what that's done. That's given me hope. That has given me real hope that actually maybe, just maybe, I thought we were done. I didn't think we had that performance in us. And when I say I thought we were done, I thought we were done for this season. Now I'm thinking, hold on a second, maybe, just maybe. I had little doubt that we'd be able to get some players in January, but it was, could we get to January and either make West Ham attractive enough for other players to join or still be in touch with those other teams? And that gives me hope that we might be able to. I'm not going to say we're going to go on and we're going to achieve great things now, but it might allow us to get to January intact. I think if we do that, with this manager, we got half a chance. I know he's been experimenting. I know he's been doing stupid stuff, but we saw less of it today. And we saw a team. That is the first I've seen us look like a team for some time. Just as I was leaving, actually, I mean, 9 months. We haven't won at home for 9 months and 10 days. Maybe I misheard it. Maybe I misheard that. I guess it was. I guess it makes sense because last time I was talking about us not winning at home for about 8 months, so it can't be that far inaccurate, can it? I'm absolutely magnificent. I want to talk about the players. I want to talk about the players today. Where are they? Lineups. Let me click on that. I'll go through them. So Areola, not much to do. Wan-Bissaka, back to his best. Even before he got that assist that created the goal, he was linking up with Bowen well, bombing down there, created a good chance actually from open play already before that. The centre-backs have already covered. Diouf I've already spoken about. Let's talk about the midfield, shall we? Because I think we should. Freddie Potts and Potts and Fernandes. Well, they'll be starting the next game. I think that's fair to say. Magnificent. I mean, just magnificent. The ball that Fernandes put over, delicious ball. He dinks it over the top for Wan-Bissaka to run onto. That basically he assisted the assist for our second goal. Really good. I thought he was brilliant. I thought he was absolutely brilliant. But I tell you what, so was Potts next to him. I really enjoyed Potts' battle in particular with Tonali. I thought that was really good. Freddie Potts won. How'd you like that? I mean, that is a proper midfield. That is a proper midfield that they've got there. I was, honestly, had a lump in me throat every time the camera panned towards his dad, Steve Potts. I remember Steve Potts. Steve Potts was your utility knife, basically, for West Ham. He would play everywhere. He'd do every job. I remember him playing at both full-back positions. I remember him playing midfield. He'd play at centre-back. He literally was. He's Mr. West Ham. He was our utility knife. You could use him for anything. He was Mr. Squad player. He was Mr. Reliable. That's what he was. But, for as long as it just seems like he's been around for as long as I can remember West Ham. He's Steve Potts has been around there. I was absolutely thrilled for him, actually, and to see Freddie doing so well there. So, well done. I mean, just well done. They won the midfield, and they were helped out, by the way, by Lucas Paquetá, who was in midfield a lot, but he was also going around doing other stuff as well. He was influential. Everybody heard what Espírito Santo had to say about Lucas Paquetá, how it was responsibility to be in a number 10. It was symbolic being a number 10. To wear that number 10 on your back means you've got to step up as a player. It means you have responsibility. It means you lead the team. He did all those things. He did all those things. He was... I don't know who West Ham's best player was today. I mean, take your pick. honestly, take your pick. I wouldn't argue. As you said, it was Juve. I wouldn't argue with any of it. And even his powers of recovery were really good. But, if you told me you thought Todibo was West Ham's man of the match, I'd say no problem. If you told me it was Kilman, no problem. Wan-Bissaka, no problem. Potts, Bowen, Fernandes. Honestly, I wouldn't have an issue with that at all. But, yeah, they all were. But I thought Paquetá, with that goal, that's the real cherry on the cake, the goal. I think that maybe elevates him a little bit above everyone else, maybe. But there was a lot of... I'll put it this way. We're going to do our player ratings on Monday. It's tomorrow morning, not Monday morning. It's tomorrow morning. Do our player ratings tomorrow morning. There's going to be a lot of high marks. Pretty much everyone's going to get a high mark. And even those that didn't massively contribute in a sort of Hollywood sense of the word, they still had their part to play. And Callum Wilson certainly had his part to play. Before I go any further, this free beer which I speak of, that is another IPA, that one. This is from Northern Monk, the Northern Monk Brewery. And this is courtesy of Beer 52, who are, I guess, sponsoring this video, partnering with Hammers Chat. Basically, if you pay for the postage, which is $5.95, we'll get Beer 52 to send you 8 craft beers, 8 different beers. You can see there's still a few more in there. 2 packs of snacks, 2 packs of bar snacks. I've eaten one of them. I ate it on video, as you probably saw me do. There's another one there. What's this? Well and Truly Crunchies, smoky paprika baked corn snacks. A magazine about all the craft ales that they produce. Basically, it's a subscription service. Every month, they'll go to a different brewery or a different part of the world, and they'll select some beers, and they'll put them in a box, and they'll send them to you. I like a light beer, I like a blonde beer, I like an IPA. So when you go onto the website, you can actually choose whether you want a darker beer or a lighter beer box or whatever the case may be. All you got to do is pay for postage. They'll send you the box. The link's in the description below. You can't just go onto the website and do it. You're going to need a promo code, or you're going to need to use that link, or just go to what is it? beer52.com/hammers. Hammers, all right? Not Hammers Chat on this one. Go and claim some free beer. It's very nice. My favourite... I don't know what this one is. What is this called? Is this Northern... This is the Stride. The Stride. Stride is good. My favourite so far has been the Citra. There you go. But I thought I'd share a beer with you, as I feel like celebrating, quite frankly. Callum Wilson. Well done, Callum Wilson. He was out-muscled, but I tell you what, he put in a hell of a shift. He had a bit of a thankless task today against his former teammates. I've got to say, just well done. Well done. I'm not even going to say softened them up. He occupied some defenders for 60 minutes while the rest of our team went about their business. Basically, that's what he did. That was his role in the game. I was really pleased with what he did. And it was part of a tactic and part of a game plan from Espírito Santo that worked. This worked. And I couldn't help... I won't have been the only one. I'm sure a lot of you were doing this as well. But when you're watching it... Excuse me. When you're watching it, you're thinking, when we get a striker... I don't mean this as any disrespect to Wilson, but when we get a striker, you can see where the improvements have come from. There are ways you just... It's so easy to look at last week and think all our players are useless. And then this gives you a bit of belief. You start looking at the team and thinking, well, hold on a second. Actually, we've got some good components to the team. I don't know what he was doing with that Souček and Irving in central midfield. This was so much better. Fernandes and Potts was so much better. Anyway, there's no point talking about it. It's done. He's hopefully thrown that in the waste paper basket. That formation and that team sheet. He's scrunched it up and he's thrown that away. I just thought the midfield was fascinating, absolutely fascinating to watch it. To watch Potts go about his business. There was definitely an instruction from the team, and I mean all of them. I noticed it with Kilman. I noticed it with Wan-Bissaka. I particularly noticed it with Potts. Pass forward and pass through gaps. There was more confidence in the way that we were passing forward as well. Far fewer sideways passes. There was an intent to get forward. I felt like we had a counter-attack as well. It really did feel like we had a counter-attack, and it just felt like we were in the game. I think here's the thing. I don't think I felt for so long this season that we were so much worse, that almost the rest of the Premier League had passed us by, that we were so much worse. And I think now I don't. Now I don't think we're quite as horrendous as I thought we were. I think look, we still need signings in January. I mean, we absolutely do. And 3 or 4 of them. But I do think there's enough in and around the squad and enough good players that we're going to be able to get a tune. And Nuno's going to be able to get a tune out of him. I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled for Freddie Potts. Absolutely thrilled for him. This should have been happening from the start of the season. All right, he was involved in pre-season, all throughout pre-season, under Graham Potter. We get to the start of the season, he's dropped. So I don't know what happened there. And look, again, I guess it's just pointless looking backwards, isn't it? We've got to look forwards. He's in the team. Him and Fernandes in the team. I mean, they worked so hard. There was just one particular bit. I'm not talking about where he fouled. What's his name? Tonyali. Not where he fouled him, but where he then won a tackle. Bang! He won the tackle against Tonyali. This was after the foul, and then passed it. Really good slide rule pass. It was good to see. Fernandes' battle, Fernandes was really battling, just impressive, and they were all at it. Those 3 and Paquetá as well, they were all at it, all battling in there. I think something to be said for Jarrod Bowen as well. I mean, it was a bit of a sucker punch early in the game because we hit the post, and then Jarrod Bowen hit the post, and then they went back and scored almost instantly. That was when Murphy scored. But Bowen carried West Ham into Newcastle's third. Throughout the game, I thought his endeavour and his work rate was magnificent, and he wasn't alone. Honestly, he really wasn't alone on there. I thought, but his quality was really up there. Look, Somerville put in a lot of effort, but the quality of Bowen was way beyond Somerville today. But Somerville had his moments. Don't get me wrong, he did have his moments, and I actually have no complaints about anyone apart from that initial defending from Juff, and then there was a bit of defending afterwards as well. They got another shot off the back of it, but it's nothing to do with Juff's attitude. Juff's attitude is magnificent, and I just think he just needs to learn the defensive game. He looks what he is, which is a wing back who's now playing fullback, and he's being asked to learn how to defend in the toughest league in the world, really. And that was tough, but there's a partnership there. There's something there. He was marauding towards the end, absolutely marauding down that fullback, down that flank. When he gets forward on the front foot, he's quite a sight to behold. He really is. But brilliant, and I would include him in that. In terms of the effort from all the players, absolutely brilliant. And look, like everybody else, at 2-1, you think we're holding on. But even then, even when they had a spell of about 10 minutes in the second half, Newcastle, where you think they're going to crack us here, they didn't. And then we still managed to have a threat and have counter-attacks. And we still had, I think we scored a goal in the second half. Never mind, of course we did. But I think we still had 4 or 5 attacks in the second half when we were hanging on. So, there's so much to take from that. There's so much to take from that. The week is going to be a lot better. We go into this Burnley game now with some hope, with hopefully some belief. Nuno's got the ability now to keep the same team. It's brilliant. So listen, I'm not going to raise a glass. I'm going to raise a tin here. Cheers. I'm going to finish this off. I'm going to edit this video. I'll be back tomorrow. At some point. I think the fellas will probably send in some fan cams tomorrow, so that'll be something to enjoy. I'll be back tomorrow morning with Gio on Patreon for our player ratings. If you want to go and give Patreon a go, we've got a 7-day free trial. We'd really appreciate it if you did. Go and have a go. It's a great way for you guys to support Hammers Chat. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday, right? It's been a long time since I felt like this after a West Ham game. So, yeah, I'm sure you'll all feel the same. For everybody sitting in at the Newcastle game, they'll still be sat in there now. I'm really pleased. I'm really pleased for them. I'm really pleased. You didn't want to be sat around in that ground after one of our terrible performances. We've had so many, but, 3-1 against Newcastle. I don't know. I can't see it. I'm sure they're all sat in there singing now and hopefully having a good time. Safe journey home, everybody, and I will catch up with you tomorrow.